Welcome to this Wednesday edition of Tullahoma 6 News in HD. I'm Chris Barstead. Coming up, we'll hear the status and timeline for hiring a new chief of police. We will also hear how one organization is celebrating National Chocolate Day. First on 6, a Franklin County man died on Sunday night following a domestic dispute at his home on Holder Cemetery Road. Tony Dale Gilliam, 56, was shot in the head, and his wife, 55-year-old Patricia Renee Gilliam, is currently the primary suspect in the shooting death. Deputies responded to the incident about 9 p.m. where they performed CPR on the victim and secured the scene. Patricia Gilliam was taken to the Franklin County Sheriff's Office to give a statement. Shooting victim Tony Gilliam was transported to Southern Tennessee Regional Health System in Winchester, where he was pronounced dead. No charges have been filed against Patricia Gilliam following the initial interview and investigation. However, the investigation is ongoing, and the district attorney's office will review the case following the conclusion of the investigation and the completion of an autopsy report. And we have an update on the shooting that occurred Thursday night at Tullahoma Village Apartments. The victim has now been identified as Kalando Markel Fletcher, 23, of Tullahoma. Police believe that Fletcher was shot just before 8 p.m. Thursday when he exited a car driven by Keona Nichols. After Kalando Fletcher was shot, Ms. Nichols drove him to Tenova Health Center, and he was transported via ambulance to Vanderbilt. A black Ford Focus and a black Nissan Altima were seen fleeing this area at Tullahoma Village Apartment. If you have any information regarding this, please contact Tullahoma Police at 455-0530. The Coffee County School Board voted to enter into contract negotiations with Dr. Charles Lawson to be the system's next director of schools. During a special called meeting on Monday, if a contract is finalized, he would replace Dr. LaDonna McFall, who left the director position in early June to take a director's position in Roane County. There were a total of 16 candidates who applied for the director of schools position, but only 5 were interviewed. Lawson is currently the principal at East Middle School here in Tullahoma. A Grundy County School Board member is in trouble after being arrested for aggravated domestic violence. Mike Yates was arrested on Sunday after deputies responded to a domestic call. The victim told officers she was arguing with her husband when he hit her and kicked her in the face. According to the deputy, the victim had a swollen left eye. Mike Yates claims he and his wife were arguing when she struck him on top of the head, at which point he was defending himself. Yates was previously arrested in 2015 for assault. He was a school board member at that time as well, but resigned. He later successfully ran again for school board in 2018. The city of Tullahoma's search for a new chief of police is casting a very wide net. In addition to local channels, the city choosing to advertise in areas beyond Tullahoma and Coffee County. We sat down with City Administrator Jennifer Moody to see what the city's timeline is on hiring. And here is Jennifer with more.
The timeline for the police chief is that we are currently accepting applications and resumes. We have an online application if someone would like to go on our website and fill one out, and we're accepting applications through July 15th. Yeah, we are publishing it in, of course, the local papers, but also in professional publications that maybe come out only every few weeks or once a month. And so we need to leave it open to give enough time for all of the qualified candidates to have a chance to see it and then respond. Well, I'm looking for a significant number of years of experience, obviously in law enforcement, and a significant number of years in leadership in law enforcement. I would like to see someone with a strong, probably budgeting background, also someone who's familiar with our state accreditation process, and if not that, then the CALIA, the national accreditation process, and somebody who has learned and understands the needs of our community and what makes us somewhat unique from other places, and somebody who is ready to really engage with the community and become a part of it. Well, they should reach out to our Human Resource Director, Costa Bryce, and apply online through our online process.
Who doesn't love chocolate? Hands-On Science Center is excited to announce their next free event for the community. On July 7th from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. they will be hosting their World Chocolate Day event. There will be crafts, free admission, shows, and of course chocolate. You and your children will not want to miss this. Here's Executive Director Sean Abaddon to tell us more.
Yeah, July 7th from 1 to 5 we are having the next in our series of free monthly events, which is to celebrate World Chocolate Day. Everybody likes a little chocolate, and we're going to combine some science with chocolate and have some fun. You know, cooking in general has a lot of science and stuff in it, but chocolate especially. In order to get the right consistency and the right textures, you have to have a little bit of a science background and know how to do it just right. Yeah, I mean, starting from, you know, the time they pick it right up to time it goes into your mouth, you know, there's all kinds of science involved. You got melting points and tempering and all different types of stuff that you need to worry about. The event will be from 1 to 5. Like I said, it is a free event. We'll have some speakers throughout the day. We'll have some fun activities that may revolve around some chocolate. So, good time. Yep, our Facebook is just a Hands-On Science Center, and our website is hosc.org. There's an events tab on there where we'll have a flyer and all kinds of other fun stuff.
With July being National Parks and Recreation Month, inviting Tennessee State Parks naturalist Randy Hedgepath to this month's Lunch and Learn seems like a natural fit. We caught up with Program Director Lyle Russell to hear more.
Our next Lunch and Learn will be on Wednesday, July 19th, and the month of July is National Parks and Recreation Month. And so for that, we have the Tennessee State Naturalist coming. His name is Randy Hedgepath, and he's going to talk about all of the programs that they have at State Park. So if you're a park visitor, or if you frequent the parks, if you go camping on the holiday weekends and things like that, he's going to tell you about all their programs and ways that you can enhance your next visit. He's really excited about coming down and telling us about it. So we're looking forward to that. Now the time is changed a little bit to accommodate his schedule, so we're going to start lunch between 12:30 and 12:45, and the program will start at 1 instead of noon this time, so it'll be from 1 to 2. Oh, it is, and hopefully folks will come out and hear that. And he's also going to talk about the state parks have a naturalist program where they'll go around and they have a class that they'll teach you about all of the natural history of Tennessee and how the ecosystems that we have here work from way under the water all the way up to the highest peaks that we have here in the state. It's a really neat program. 2 of us at Parks and Rec have completed it now, and it's really neat. It's the cost to attend is $9, and we do ask for RSVPs in advance. So if you'll call us at 455-1121, we'll be glad to take your reservation.
We caught up with Tullahoma City Community Events Director Winston Brooks to find out about this year's Kids Zone at the Regional Independence Day celebration at Grider Stadium and all about the great food that will be available. Here is Winston to tell us more.
Kids Zone. This is going to be fun. We've got water slide, petting zoo, crafts, all kinds of kids treats. Of course, there's the playground. There's going to be all kinds of different games. And then in the park, there's going to be different vendors, Heart and Hospital, Tech ER, some other nonprofits that'll be down there that you can visit with and enjoy talking to the different booths that are in the park. Inside Grider Stadium, first of all, we're going to have lots of great food, and I'll come back to that in just a minute. But then we're going to have, of course, this year we've expanded the beer service to 2 beer booths, so watch for those. They'll be serving all the great brands, particularly Michelob Ultra and Miller Lite, and others. But we've got, just to give you a little sampling of the different foods, we've got Piggy's Place Barbecue, we've got 122 West, we've got Jefferson's Food Truck, Black Pearl Barbecue, and Maggie Moo's Ice Cream. So there's going to be plenty of food. There's full food service, as well as different types of sundries and treats and lemonades, cotton candy. Well, it's all ages. Just might want to make sure you bring a change of clothing because it is a water slide, and it's a lot of fun. So it's going to be a great event. It's totally free. We want to invite everyone to come out. The Tullahoma Independence Day Regional Celebration. It's going to be out at Frazier McEwen Park and in Grider Stadium. We invite, and of course, all the proceeds go to the charities supported by the Kiwanis Club. So please come out July 3rd.
Coming up next on Tullahoma 6 News in HD, we'll hear about an upcoming musical at South Jackson Civic Center that will definitely make the sun come out. And Susan Stovall will tell us about a novel that combines fantasy and science fiction in a quest to save the world right after this.
Miller Lite and Michelob Ultra invite you to celebrate America's independence at Tullahoma's Fraser McEwen Park, Wednesday, July 3rd. Gates open at 3 p.m. and world-class fireworks start at 9. This is a free event that has something for everyone. Live music from Six Wire and vinyl radio, a kids zone, petting zoo, food, fun, games, and more. The City of Tullahoma, Miller Lite, and Michelob Ultra invite everyone to Fraser McEwen Park, July 3rd for the Tullahoma Independence Day Regional Celebration. And don't miss the downtown after party at London's.
You wanna dance?
Check out Stingray Music on TV. Now available, the new Stingray Music mobile app, free with your TV subscription. Stingray Music, all good vibes.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
Cool off at Southern Middle Tennessee's newest water park, Tullahoma's Splash Island. Fun for all ages. 3 25-foot water slides, lazy river, fun water features for toddlers, tasty food items available. All this and more, only $5 from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. or 4 to 9 p.m. Sundays, 1 to 6. Join the fun at Tullahoma's Splash Island.
Welcome back to Tullahoma 6 News in HD. In this week's Book Talk, we visit with Susan Stovall, Director of Lanham Library, to see what she's reading and recommending right now for a good book. This week, it's a dystopian novel that combines science fiction and fantasy in All the Birds in the Sky by Charlie Jane Anders. Here's Susan to tell us more.
We are reading All the Birds in the Sky by Charlie Jane Anders. And this is such a fun book. It's gotten a lot of critical attention because it's a blend kind of science fiction and fantasy. And a lot of people just kind of convolute those two, but they are very different. But one of the things that makes this book fun is it's very different from most books that try to do this. Most books that do this kind of turn it into a war between magic and science. And there's, shall we say, a bit of strife. The two protagonists, it starts off when they're kids, and one of them is a computer genius. He's a techno geek, and he is Tony Stark on steroids. He is a supercomputer genius. I mean, when he's a kid, he builds a 2-second time machine. It'll only take you forward 2 seconds, but as he said, you pick the right 2 seconds, it can be really important. And then the young female protagonist is a witch. And she finds out that she has these powers, and they manifest once, and then they don't manifest again for years, but then they finally do. And she gets whisked away to, I jokingly call it Hogwarts. It's not, but it's a school for witches. And he's left in the real world. And so this book is about them reconnecting at various points in their life. And it's not really a dystopic novel, but the world is on the edge of destruction. Climate change has come home to roost. We're having, all sorts of storms and earthquakes and volcanoes. And, because the world itself is unstable, we're having a lot of wars. Well, Lawrence, the hero, thinks, of course, technology is the answer to this. And he's working with a group of other geniuses to try to solve these problems through technology. And Patricia, the female protagonist, is trying to solve these problems with magic. She's a group of secret witches who are trying to heal the planet through magic. And so, needless to say, they have completely different worldviews. So keeping their relationship on the steady, they start out as friends and are clearly moving to something more, is a little rocky when you have these kind of differing worldviews. It's entertaining. You can read it in an evening. It's been compared to Diana Wynne Jones crossed with Neil Gaiman. It has a little bit of something for everybody, I think. And so you want to find out if they're going to save the world or not, and what happens with the secret order of assassins, one of which is their guidance counselor. You'll never look at the guidance counselor the same after you read this. You need to pick this up and spend an evening with it. And this is Susan Stovall with this week's Book Talk.
Who doesn't remember watching Annie as a child or reading the comic strip of Little Orphan Annie? The Performing Arts for Children and Teens will be performing Annie at South Jackson Civic Center July the 11th. Daddy Warbucks, Mrs. Hannigan, and of course everyone's favorite Orphan Annie will be there. Here is South Jackson Marketing Director Cynthia Redicott to tell us more about the production.
They do. On July 11th through the 14th, we have got the summer production from the PAC program of Annie. So it is the traditional musical that everybody has grown to love, of Annie going to live with Daddy Warbucks and leaving the orphanage and finding her happily ever after. So we hope that everybody will come out and attend and see the show. We're excited about it. We've got a huge cast, some talented artists on stage, and some newcomers. We love that. We love when we get newcomers in. They can go online to www.southjackson.org. They can call the office at 931-455-5321, or they can stop by. Our office is open Tuesdays through Friday from 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Exactly. Exclusive members of our senior citizens and our military can get a discount that is new that we are starting July 1 for our new season. Tickets are in advance, $18 for adults and $15 for students. At the door, they're $20 for adults and $17 for students. And these are reserved seating, not general admission, so we do suggest that you go online and get your tickets as early as possible. On the 11th, 12th, and 13th, which is the Thursday through Saturday, the show will start at 7 p.m. and then on Sunday, the show will start at 2:30. Yes, after a show, we go into our front reception hall and we do our, what we call a receiving line. So all of the cast and the crew will be out there for them to meet. It's always the little girl's dream to get to meet Annie and Daddy Warbucks. So little surprise there in who some of our cast is, little different take on it. So we're excited about that. Erica Wonder Peterson has done a great job of mentoring some directors in the past, and on this one, she's actually mentoring Buffy Davis on directing the show. I believe that Emily Orris is working with Erica as well on that. Emily Orris happens to be the choral director at Franklin County High School, and she has been a part of the PAC program for several years and has graduated with her degree, and she does that with her. I'm sure Erica also, with being the choral director for Coffee County High School, they do that hand in hand. And then we have two of the great kids who've grown up through the PAC program, Skylar Wanamaker and Lawrence Monroe, who are helping with the choreography of the show. Oh yes, because these young guys, they come in and their choreography, things that we would have never thought of putting together. And so it's amazing to see the ideas that they come up with and the take that they come away with for the show. Yes, please everyone come out. South Jackson Civic Center July 11th through the 14th to see the PAC production of Annie. Tickets can be bought online at southjackson.org. Call the office or stop by the office today for your tickets.
This week at the City of Tullahoma Animal Shelter, there is a 3-year-old lab mix named Chelsea available for adoption. Chelsea is a very energetic young lady that likes to go for long walks and runs. She is very loving and good with other dogs. One might say she is a loving goofball since she does like to show off. Chelsea has been spayed and is longing for a forever home. The Tullahoma Animal Shelter would like to remind you that they always have a great variety of dogs to choose from for adoption. The shelter, located at 942 Maplewood Avenue, has an ongoing need for donations of dog-related items and monetary donations to provide medical care. On July 3rd, don't miss the Tullahoma Independence Day Regional Celebration at Grider Stadium. Gates will open at 3 and there will be plenty of beverages and vendors to visit before the fireworks begin, and be sure to stay after the fireworks celebration to hear bands, vinyl records, and Six Wire. There will be a shuttle from Northgate Mall to help with parking. This month, the Cheesecakery will be offering a summer sweets baking and decorating camp for children ages 4 to 10 on July 16th from 11 to 2 p.m. Cost is $60 per child, and for up-to-date information on the camp as well as daily flavors available for purchase, keep an eye on the Cheesecakery Facebook page. Cheesecakery is open from 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Wednesday through Friday and from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Saturday. For custom orders, email cheesecakerytn@gmail.com or call 581-0875. The new light tube yard signs are in and winning. A $100 just got easier. Simply call the news hotline at 571-7186 and give us your name and address, and a sign will be delivered to you. Each week, our roving sign hunter goes out looking for new addresses, proudly displaying the light tube yard sign. If yours is spotted, you could be our next yard sign winner of the month. July is National Parks and Recreation Month, and Tullahoma Parks and Recreation are celebrating by inviting Tennessee State Parks naturalist Randy Hedgepath to this month's Lunch and Learn. On Wednesday, July the 17th, Randy will talk about all the amazing state parks we have right here at our fingertips, and you'll learn about the natural wonders of the state from the ground up. The time for this month's Lunch and Learn will be 12:30 to accommodate the speaker's schedule. To make reservations, call 455-1121, and the cost to attend is $9 and includes a delicious lunch. Coming up next on Tullahoma 6 News in HD, we'll have your work week weather forecast for you, and not only the weather, but we'll also have a look at local sports right after this.
Miller Lite and Michelob Ultra invite you to celebrate America's independence at Tullahoma's Fraser McEwen Park, Wednesday, July 3rd. Gates open at 3 p.m. and world-class fireworks start at 9. This is a free event that has something for everyone. Live music from 6-wire and vinyl radio, a kids zone, petting zoo, food, fun, games, and more. The City of Tullahoma, Miller Lite, and Michelob Ultra invite everyone to Fraser McEwen Park, July 3rd for the Tullahoma Independence Day Regional Celebration. And don't miss the downtown after party at London's.
This is your internet service at 10 meg speeds. This is internet service at gigabit. No other local provider can match this level of speed. Call us today to get the world's fastest internet.
Cool off at Southern Middle Tennessee's newest water park, Tullahoma's Splash Island. Fun for all ages. 3 25-foot water slides, lazy river, fun water features for toddlers, tasty food items available. All this and more, only $5 from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. or 4 to 9 p.m. Sundays, 1 to 6. Join the fun at Tullahoma's Splash Island.
Does your family love to stream movies and use multiple Wi-Fi enabled devices? But are you finding out that your run-of-the-mill router simply can't keep up? Don't worry, LightTube has you covered with our internet router service for only $9.95 per month. Get back to what your family loves doing. Call us today at 455-4515 to learn more.
Well, if you love chocolate, you're going to enjoy today's National Day. It is Chocolate Wafer Day, and that will allow you to indulge in a delicately sweet chocolate cookie with a history, also called sugar wafers. These delicate snacks melt in your mouth. Made since the mid-1800s in the United States, makers have called them many names, including sugar biscuits and fairy wafers. By the 1930s, the number of companies producing them dwindled, but they remain an American favorite even today. You can observe by sharing some with a friend, dipping one in coffee, and of course using the hashtag Chocolate Wafer Day on social media. In the weather today, we have a high of 95 degrees and a low of 73. Well, the average for this year is 87, so we're a little bit above that. And if you've been paying attention to the humidity, oh my goodness. But the average low is 65, and we had a record in 1954 of 98 degrees. Thank goodness it's not then right now, with the historic low of 47 in 1937. A little chilly, but might welcome some of that coolness. Let's see what we have for the rest of the week. I hope you like thunderstorms because we have a 40% chance almost every day except for Monday. It's a 30%. Highs in the low 90s with Thursday being 93 and lows in the low 70s, you know, between 70 and 73. So we'll have kind of balmy nights and quite warm days, and make sure you pay attention to that heat index because I know yesterday it creeped up over 104. I think today it was a little bit lower with a heat index of like 99. So make sure you keep lots of fluids. Do not overheat yourself. If you're going to be out in the yard, be careful. Pay attention to your body, yourself, and do not overheat. Well, let's go see what we have going on in sports. In local sports, the Tullahoma Little League 10-year-old All-Stars got the bats going and plated 9 runs in the final 2 innings against Columbia on Thursday and dominated in a 16-5 victory. During the title game, Tullahoma found itself tied with Columbia early before the Wildcats broke through for 4 runs in the top of the 2nd inning. Tullahoma went on to plate 2 more runs in the 3rd inning, taking a 7-1 advantage into the 4th inning. The 10 and under state tournament will take place in Dandridge and gets underway on July 6th. Corey Luttrell from Lynchburg was standout for Taylor's archery this season. During the indoor season, he finished 3rd in the state, taking 4th in shooter of the year. And during 3D competition, Luttrell took 1st place in the state, adding a shooter of the year title to his name. He also took 2nd in the outdoor target at state. As a sophomore, Luttrell has already been awarded a scholarship valued at $154,000. And that will wrap up our local sports, and we'll be back with a few final thoughts right after this.
This is your internet service at 10 meg speeds. This is internet service at gigabit. No other local provider can match this level of speed. Call us today to get the world's fastest internet.
Cool off at Southern Middle Tennessee's newest water park, Tullahoma's Splash Island. Fun for all ages. 3 25-foot water slides, lazy river, fun water features for toddlers, tasty food items available. All this and more, only $5 from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. or 4 to 9 p.m. Sundays 1 to 6. Join the fun at Tullahoma's Splash Island.
Before we leave you today, we'd like to thank our news team members, 93.9 The Duck, and your local newspaper, the Tullahoma News, for their help and support. And if you'd like to be a part of the team, send an email to news@lighttube.net or call our news hotline at 571-7186. Be sure to let us know about any upcoming activity, event, or story idea, and we'll do our best to get the word out. You can also like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. Just search for TUA LightTube, where we update you on the latest news and events. And that's it for our Wednesday edition of Tullahoma 6 News in HD. As always, thank you for watching, and we hope you'll join us again on Friday.